They asked me, is it possible for slavery to come back again? Thank you for joining me, Jan Harp, on whichever social media platform you're watching this, for a quick Black History moment. And once again, we thank you for watching, but please note, this video is specifically for after Black History Month. From Baton Rouge to New Orleans, slaves were dropped off along the way at different plantations, and this made us wonder, what was the worth of a slave? After reviewing the slave registry, we realized that the worth of a slave was very much like resumes that we use to evaluate the worth of a worker today. As a social worker, I was interested in the mental health issues facing the slave community at that time, and then I came across this picture. This picture made me think about the stressors that the slave faced and how those stressors created anxiety and feelings of powerlessness. And though our stressors are different today, we are still facing stressors that are creating feelings of powerlessness and anxiety and depression in our communities today. It can get kind of hard to explain because they say that the slave was happy. I had to find an example on the plantation that would allow me to explain to the kids exactly what it meant to have no control over your everyday life. And then I found this genealogy that if you give me one moment, I will help you to see the history of Miss Clemence Depart. I'm not exactly sure what they called it at that time, because at that time we were not considered humans, we were property. And so as Flagley Depart started to make children with Henriette, I don't know if that was considered anything other than just breeding your slave. While Henriette and Flagley had 3 children, Henriette also had a child with Alexandre, and that child was named Matilda. Matilda was then given to Louis, who was the child of Flagley and Melanie. Matilda and Louis end the bloodline for Flagley and Melanie. But the children of Flagley and Henriette go on to create a lineage that I'm sure still exists somewhere today. This document details the lineage of a slave, but when you think about the families in our communities today, families that have numerous fathers for the children, families that have outside children that have different mothers, when you think about how normal this has become for us, you have to wonder, where did it start? So when the children ask me, can slavery come back? I had to stop for a second and ask them to think about all the ways in which slavery has not left. Being a slave is not just about being in chains. Being a slave has to do with your perception of your life. It has to do with the goals that you believe you can attain. It has to do with everything that makes up who you are and what you do and how you do it. So until we make understanding our history our current priority, then the plantation business will continue. Business still continues today. All of the ways in which slavery benefited everyone except for the slaves is still present today. We're still battling the generational curses that were formed during slavery. And the only way for us to be free is for us to accept that freedom will never be free.